before we averaged 18. Not only that, a few days before, we peaked at 31 maximum viewers, which is crazy. You guys have to understand, it is going to be so as long as you're not sitting at the same number for a long period of time. Even if you're sitting at the same number for the entire time that I've been at, like, I think this is quick growth, especially on Twitch, because I've only been streaming for about 3 weeks, but I'm just seeing growth.
Almost done. I'm not done. I can complete this. Okay? So they bring blue. What for me? Where? What? I want to see what you got. Okay. Ruin card. Hey, Carlos. No.
Aya. Kumbe inakuja hapo. Hebu kuja, Zuri hebu kuja. Ngoja utajiona pale. Ndio ile tudume. Aya, maliza homework.
Hivyo mmemaliza hiyo.
Ni hivyo ulikuwa na confirm kwa inafanya. Sasa fanyeni homework sasa. Nilikuwa na confirm kwa inazingia live YouTube. Sasa nilikuwa nikiangalia kwa simu. So nilikuwa na confirm ka inaonyesha hapa. Shuka kwa meza. Hebu maliza. Hebu mimi hapa. Writing all capital letters.
Capital letters? Hapa mimi nike hapa.
Unaona kai capital letter yake ni.
Okay.
Andika capital letter hizo.
Good.
Unaandika tu kubwa. Shika andike. Wapi hapo? Haipo na dot. Ni tu hivyo bila dot. Ayo ni eka hivi. Eka hivi. Alafu hivi. Hapana si hapo.
Hapo.
Hivi. Sawa. Hii ni hii. Sawa. Hii. Unaona hii ni. Alafu hii acha kuonyesha zote. Hii utaandika hivi.
Na
hii utaandika hivi.
kama jina. Na
tulia, hii utaandika tu hivi.
Okay, na
hii utaandika hivi, alafu hivi. Copy hizo ziko hapo juu.
Iko hapa.
Hapa.
Iko hapa.
Hapo. Rada denge. Rada denge. Niambie.
Hapana.
Nataka kuniambia.
Mimi si denge.
Gani?
Zaya, wewe denge.
Mimi ni boy. Denge ni msichana. Denge ni girl.
Na hapa.
Usowe si girl.
Hapana. Hapana.
Ni nani?
Boy. Hapa mimi.
Ndio hapa mimi.
Nipo
Iko sawa.
Nipo.
Kanda kula. Fonda kula. Hivyo tu po. Ikiangalia juu, isiende chini. Po.
Hajiko kopo.
Sijaandika juu. Inapokuwa hivi. Po. Sawa.
Ikuyu.
Kwi. Ni tan. Endo tu makamasi.
Okarusraba.
Mbio. Ungekulisha fika. Mobile.
Iwa. Zero.
Mobile live stream setup. Sasa unajua kuandika A to Z. Endo tu makamasi.
Live stream your
That's easy.
Xbox One access to Twitch and YouTube. All you need is your mobile phone and the free Prism Live Studio app downloaded from the Google Play or Apple App Store.
Kuja kwa kitu.
Dum.
Kuja kwa kitu.
Dum. Orbit gum. Chew good.
To finish installing the app, the first thing you guys are going to want to do is log in with your YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch account. It doesn't have to be the account that you're streaming to, but just log into one of those accounts so that way you have a user ID associated with Prism Live Studio. Once you're all signed in, the next thing you guys are going to want to do is within the live section that we're in right now, you're going to want to head over to the screen tab. When you select this, you're going to have two different options for how you want to have your live stream. You can either have it portrait style or you can have it landscape. You can switch your orientation back and forth anytime you want, but you want to choose the orientation that fits with the game that you're going to be playing. I'm going to go ahead and select landscape, and when you do that, you should see a canvas come up on screen that you can make edits to. The first layer is going to be the screen capture, which is going to be whatever is showing on your phone. To add additional layers, you want to go over to the right-hand side, select that plus button, and this is where you're going to see 4 different layer options that you can add. You're going to have the chat option, web, image, and VTuber options. Let's start off with the chat option. To add it, just select the plus button on the right side, and before you fully add it in, you can actually modify how you would like those chat messages to appear on your stream. You can set the text opacity, the chat color, you can choose your font, and even the widget style. I'm going to keep everything how it is right now. I'm happy with it. And then I'm just going to go ahead to the right-hand side and select Save. Once I do that, I'll have a box come up on screen within my canvas. And I can actually use my finger, grab it, and move it anywhere I want within my project. If I press the plus and minus buttons within the text box, that will shrink or enlarge the text box within my chat box. The next layer we can add is a web source. And within here, this is where you can put the URL as well as a title for the source. This is definitely best used for your alerts from platforms like Streamlabs. You can go into your Streamlabs dashboard on your mobile phone.
Yes.
Atumayo.
Niache kuma hiyo. Msawa nimeacha.
Abukudu fuji.
G.
Guhaj.
G.
Kama hivi.
Hiyo gu.
Go to your alerts widget and then copy the URL
Guy.
to your dashboard.
Google.
Hivyo iko A B C D E F G H. H. H.
Oi.
Hivyo unasema hivyo.
Jina.
Hapana, iko kwa jina. H iko. Iko kwa jina lako. Zuri ndakula. Hakuna H kwa jina lako.
Hivi. Nado.
Hiyo ni E. H ni hivi.
Cheers.
Hiyo ni hivi. Yes, ni wasema iko kwa jina lako.
Chicken.
Hiyo.
From there, go back to the Prism Live Studio application and just paste that URL on in. Once you've done that, you can save it and you can actually test out the widget for yourself from Streamlabs and then looking at it in Prism to see if it's working.
Daí, é hivyo.
Next source you can play around with is the image source. And this one's best for pictures or even transparent graphic overlays to really give your stream
Hata sasa sijasikia hata hapo.
dashboard on your mobile phone. Go to your alerts widget and then copy the URL within your dashboard. From there, go back to the Prism Live Studio application and just paste that URL on in. Once you've done that, you can save it and you can actually test out the widget for yourself from Streamlabs and then looking at it in Prism to see if it's working. Now the next source you can play around with is the image source. And this one's best for pictures or even transparent graphic overlays to really give your stream a unique look. I added in this doggy because he really wants you to subscribe for more gaming, tech, and live streaming videos. I mean, just look at him. We'll put our little buddy over to the right there. One other source we can add here is the VTuber source. Now, I made a video all about this just a little bit ago. You guys can check it out in the card above. But you guys can download all of these VTuber avatars and even add your own custom one if you want. Save it, and then it'll apply right to your project canvas here. Then you can just take it, move it around, put it exactly where you want. If you want to rearrange the sources or just the layer ordering that these sources fall under, then under the plus button, you can select that layer icon, and this will bring up your whole list of layers. And all you need to do is just go to the right-hand side where you see the hamburger icon, select and hold that, and you can adjust the ordering position of any of these layers within your canvas here. If you find later that there's certain layers that you don't even want to have in your canvas, then just go ahead and select that source and select the X icon on the right-hand side, and that'll delete it. By the way, remember how I said you could switch your orientation at any time? Well, that icon that's under the layers icon, this will switch between portrait mode and landscape mode automatically for you without having to dump the sources that you've already put into your project. You may have to rearrange them, but it's nothing too major. So at this point, if you've been following along in the video, you should be ready to stream. So what you're going to want to do is select the back button, and staying within the stream tab, I'm going to select the ready icon.
Ati? Mbona nitei hapa? K N N na viku hapa. O P Q. Ngoja utafika huko. Tuanze. Kwanza.
From here, I need to add destinations to stream to. So if I want to stream to YouTube, I need to add that as a destination. If I want to stream to Twitch, I need to add that as a destination. If there's a custom place you want to stream to, such as Kik, or you have the stream keys for Instagram and TikTok, you can actually use the custom RTMP feature. And this is where you can put in that stream URL and that stream key that you have. If you're doing the method of logging into the accounts through Prism, just make sure you authorize Prism Live Studio to be able to push a stream to your YouTube or Twitch account. Both. One of the amazing beauties of Prism Live Studio is that they offer free multi-streaming. Yes, completely free, no catches. So if you want to enable the multi-streaming feature, you'll see it right under the add option. It'll say multi-streaming off right now, but I'm going to turn that on, and you can see that we'll be pushing our stream to Twitch as well as YouTube simultaneously. Another little bonus is if you select that drop down under your Twitch name, you can set what the game you're playing is. We're good on this screen. I'm going to select OK, and from here I can actually set the name of my stream right on the bottom middle there. I'm going with Elite Stumble Guys gameplay because why the heck not? And then under that, I can set the stream quality. Right now it's at 1080p, but I can adjust that just by clicking that little drop down, and I can set a different resolution if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and stick with 1080p, and the rest of the information here I can keep the default, and then select OK. And if you need to, you can set a custom thumbnail directly through this app to appear on YouTube. Just select that picture icon on the right-hand side of where you put the name of the stream in. But now at this point, we're yellow go live option. Make sure our microphone is turned on as well for commentary, and then select Start Broadcast.
E, X. Nah.
X U W W X Y. Tulia. Kwa tumeruka.
So while you're live, one other important thing you want to be able to do is see your chat. On Android, you guys can see your chat pop up in the form of a bubble on top of your screen, or if you select the floating prism icon, this will open up a separate screen where you can view all of your chat logs. Additionally, on this same screen, you'll be able to control your game and microphone volume, as well as an option to hide the screen overlay from your viewers. Now, if you're on iPhone, you'll have to go back to the Prism Live Studio mobile app to control these features as well as see your chat. But now another thing that's also important is the face cam. This feature is set to come back in the early part of 2024 for Android, but as for
usirap kitu. Unaona hapa katikati hapa. Hapo. Weka J.
J. G for Jack.
There isn't any set timeline for this feature due to developer limitations. Once you've decided you're finished with your live stream, all you need to do is head back to the Prism Live Studio app and then end your stream from there. From iPhone, you can also end the broadcast within your control settings if you want, but that's all there is to it, really. Let me know how your guys' experience is using this application in the comment section below. Thank you so much for staying to the very end, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Come on, dude.
Come on.
Dude. Good night, one. Come on, one.
Oh, today.
Saka. Come Saka.
Hapo.
You may not have enough budget to buy a good camera for church live streaming, or you may have a camera already, but you don't like it because the image quality is bad. Well, the good news is you probably have one of the best cameras.
Oh my God. Yeah. Go.
And alafu utazaya.
If you've been struggling to get subscribers or to drive traffic to your channel, then
Here are 4 different Android smartphones. Now press Stream and choose the smartphone you want.
You're looking for the best live streaming gear for smart?
Almost every single person that tries to become a streamer today fails. Why? Because they don't understand the reality it takes to succeed in today's competitive market. Streaming can be a lot of work and super frustrating. So let's keep it simple and break it down into 3 easy steps. And the last one is the one that most people are messing up.
Welcome back to Most Techie. I'm Yash.
YouTube is 20 years old now. So, is it possible to start a gaming channel today and get discovered at all when everybody else is so well established?
You want to start a Twitch channel for the very first time? I will likely answer every question that you have right now in this video. So if you just give me a few minutes of your time, then you won't have to mindlessly Google all of your questions and then eventually get bored, give up, and scroll TikTok for 2 hours. Because yes, I'm also guilty of that. In order to understand streaming, we have 3 different ways to stream. You can either stream from your phone, your computer, or your console. If you want to stream directly from your phone and play mobile games, then you're able to just stream directly through the Twitch app. However, you're only able to stream just your game or your camera, so you can't play your game and your camera at the same time using the Twitch app. There are some workarounds for this, and some people are able to do it through other apps, which I have covered on the channel in my mobile playlist videos. But streaming through your phone is relatively limited, so you're not going to be able to do all the cool, fancy things and everything that PC streamers use. So if you want to be a PC streamer like the rest of us and be able to control everything about your stream, then having a PC or laptop is going to be the best method for you. Becoming a PC streamer requires a few different things. The first thing is obviously a decent laptop or computer to be able to run everything. The second is having a nice webcam or microphone if you want your viewers to be able to see you or hear you. Ideally, you're going to want to have 2 monitors so that way you can have one computer screen for your game and another computer screen to be able to read chat and everything, which you'll be able to handle designing your stream, reading chat, and all of that stuff when it comes to streaming through using something called a streaming software. There's a lot of different streaming software, but there's 2 main ones that a lot of people use. The first one that many of you have Studio. And the second software is called Streamlabs. Basically, the difference between the two is that Streamlabs is an all-in-one software, so you can control your alerts, your able to go and download third-party plugins to be able to use inside OBS Studio to design it how you want. So OBS Studio requires less resources than Streamlabs right off the rip, but it does require you to go and do more digging to be able to piece and download together everything you want to be able to do for your stream. Which is why for beginners, I recommend using Streamlabs.
Wewe pia hiyo.
There's 3 main consoles. We have the Xbox, we have the PlayStation, and we have the Nintendo Switch. The cool thing about owning an Xbox or a PlayStation is that you're actually able to stream directly from your Xbox or PlayStation to Twitch. And unfortunately, if you have a Nintendo Switch, they have the Twitch app on the Switch, but you're not able to actually broadcast to Twitch, which is kind of funny because it's like Twitch, that would have been a match made in heaven, but they kind of dropped the ball on that. So that being said, if you are streaming from your Xbox or PlayStation directly to Twitch, you're not going to be able to do all the things directly through your console. You're only going to be able to stream the game, your webcam, and your microphone. So it's going to be a very minimal looking stream. However, you might notice that there are a lot of streamers that do stream their console games, but that's where a capture card comes into play. The most well-known company that some of you have probably heard of is Elgato, and this is one of their capture cards right here. And essentially what it does is you will connect your console, so your Switch, your Xbox, your PlayStation, and then you'll connect your console to this capture card, and then from the capture card, you'll send an HDMI cord to your TV or second monitor or whatever so you can play your game. And then you also have a USB cable that goes from the capture card to your computer. That way you can broadcast the footage to Streamlabs or OBS Studio and be able to stream through your computer while playing your console games. So that opens up the door to be able to broadcast your Switch games. However, obviously that does require you to have a computer in order to do this. Then you have to decide whether you're going to be a hobby streamer or if you're going to try and turn this into a career. The hobby streamer will likely stream a couple times a week for a few hours, and they're not really going to have a set schedule, which is ultimately going to make it very difficult for them to get viewers. The professional streamer, on the other hand, is going to have a dedicated schedule for several hours per day, a ton of effort and work into their live streams. Everyone has a different reason for why they want to stream, so there's not going to be one The first thing is going over to my YouTube channel where I have everything categorized in nice cohesive playlists such as learning how to stream on Twitch, Kick, YouTube.
Whoever wins the Premier League first gets to dig up this Ballon d'Or.
Mate, I would love nothing more for you to pay the shipping fees to send that Ballon d'Or all the way back to Australia.
Don't get too excited, mate, because there's a catch. We're not managing City or Arsenal. We're doing this with clubs that have never won the Premier League before.
Well, there's only one choice, isn't there? Get me to the cottage. I'm taking on the mighty Fulham FC.
Now, to keep it fair, I've got to pick a club with a similar star rating. I do have a few options here. There's Brighton, Leeds United, but I think I've got to go with the club in London. We're picking Brentford. Now, before we get into it, this is how it works. Every season we get a budget of 100 million and we're allowed to make 3 signings.
But here's where it gets spicy. After we've made our signings, we get 3 guesses at
read the other person's sign.
Look, Aiju.
Where? 6 million subs.
Stream on Twitch every day, and then exactly how much I made as a small streamer with just under 10,000 followers. And I'm not just showing you what Twitch has paid me, I'm going to show you everything that I've made money as a small streamer in the past 3 years. Starting off with the most obvious one, what Twitch pays me. Now, the only thing Twitch pays directly for is to run ads on my channel. Now, Twitch viewers get these special ad offers that encourage extra ads and offer more money. I don't get that since my channel is too small, but I can't choose how many minutes of ads I run per hour. The standard is 3 minutes, which is also how many minutes of ads you need to disable pre-roll ads on your channel. It basically means when you click on my stream, there won't be any ad at the start, but there will be ad breaks after you start watching. Twitch gives 55% of ad revenue shown on my own channel, which I think equals around $3.50 per 1,000 ads viewed. That means I make between $0.50 and $3 every stream, depending on how long I'm live for. That means in total, since I started streaming in 2021, I've made $684.77 in ad revenue from Twitch. Also, ads are a large part of big streamers' income. Just listen to this.
I make most of my money on Twitch through ads and Twitch Turbo alone.
But for small streamers, it's one of the most insignificant revenue sources. Next up is subscriptions and bits, which is the second way Twitch pays you directly. Subscribing to a streamer costs $5, which gives you some cool perks, and the streamer 50%. Around $1 to $3 depending on where in the world you subscribe from. Right now, I have 107 subscribers, which means I make around $250 a month just from subs alone. When watching streams, people can also donate bits, which is a digital currency only found on Twitch. For every 100 bits donated, the streamer gets $1. To date, I've received 277,235 bits, which totals $2,772.35. Over half of this has come from 3 people alone, which brings me to my next point. You see, most small streamers' biggest income is big donators. One person or a few people being very generous. On my channel, 10 people are responsible for 884 subscribers and over 200,000 bits, which together makes up around 40% of everything I've made from Twitch payouts ever. So, shout out to my top gifters. They're awesome. For some reason, Twitch won't tell me how many subs I've had in total, but adding together my ads, subscriptions, and my bits, I have in total made $10,118.01. Aside from Twitch, I have another 7 revenue sources. Some of these have worked very well for me, and others have totally flopped. I want to show you both what has and what hasn't worked for me. Now, keep in mind, what works for me might not work for others, and vice versa. Starting off with YouTube, where I've uploaded 125 videos, most of which are shorts, and in total gotten around 300,000 views. And so far, I've made a total of, well, $0, because I'm not monetized yet. Please subscribe, maybe we'll get there. But that's okay, because I want to show you both what does and what doesn't work for me. Now, just because I haven't made any money from this, doesn't mean YouTube is a bad option. To prove this, I reached out to a friend of mine who does very well on YouTube with Minecraft shorts, and he was kind enough to share some behind-the-scenes statistics on his channel. As you can see, in the past year, he's gotten 81 million views, which he's made $9,254.93 from. He has an RPM of 11 cents, which basically means he makes 11 cents per 1,000 views on any of his videos. Next up is what I've made the most money from this year, but also the most uncertain one on this list: viewer donations. Now, anyone can type !donate in my Twitch chat and donate any amount of money for it to pop up on the screen like this.
That's not real.
Now, you can obviously just set up a donation button or link and call it a day, but something I've done to encourage donations, which has worked very well, is events like a donathon. I did one for my birthday around a month ago, where for every $1 donated, I would be live for another 2 minutes. It went very well, and we ended up being live for over a week and made just under $3,000. If you want to do events like these, I suggest not doing them too often. Me personally do them once, maybe twice a year at most, to keep people interested and to not appear like a total sellout. I also think it's really important that you set up fun goals for these streams. I try my best to have interesting and original ones for my streams at least, and so far that has worked out really well. If you want to set up donations for yourself, there is options like Streamlabs and StreamElements. They both do the same. I personally use Streamlabs, I'll link them below. Luckily, Streamlabs doesn't take a fee and the money goes straight to my PayPal. Unfortunately, the fees on PayPal are a bit higher. They claim their fees are 3.4% plus 30 cents, but that is just not true. I've in total made $7,647.41 from donations since I started, over $500 of which are gone directly in fees to PayPal. That's over 7%. Moving on, I want to talk about sponsored streams. A common misconception is that sponsors and brand deals are for bigger streamers only. Now, that's wrong. And I'm going to show you both how I get my sponsorships and how much they pay. As a streamer, I've of course worked with Raid Shadow Legends. They pay very well. Some other brands I've worked with are Chess.com, Fortnite, Burger King, Raid Shadow Legends, a bunch of indie games, and even more Minecraft servers. Now, one of the easiest way to get sponsorships is via StreamElements. I've done 3 sponsored campaigns with them, but for some silly reason, I've been blacklisted. I just don't get offers from them anymore. Regardless, how it works is you get offers that usually require you to stream the game and get viewers to download the game, and you get paid accordingly. Sadly, I'm not allowed to share exactly how much each campaign pays, but from the 3 campaigns I've done, I have in total made between $500 and $1,000. StreamElements also announced that streamers with 10 plus viewers have made an average of $570 with their campaigns. I'll link them in the description if you want to check them out and get some sponsors for yourself. Next up, I want to talk about Kick, or multi-streaming as a whole. I only ever multi-stream to Kick, so I'm going to focus on that. Multi-streaming can be a great way of growing your audience, which is also why I really want to start multi-streaming to TikTok. I just don't have enough followers to do it yet. I multi-streamed to Kick for around 9 months, between June 2023 and March 2024, which means whenever I went live on Twitch, I would also simultaneously go live on Kick. I did this simply because Kick offered a more competitive revenue split. Some revenue 50-50. Kick doesn't take anything, which means the only money I didn't receive was the transaction fees. So if I encourage my community to subscribe to me on Kick instead of on Twitch, it would cost them the exact same $5, but I would get over twice as much money. Another upside I discovered with Kick is that you get your money right away, opposed to on Twitch where you need to hit a $50 minimum payout or you're not getting your money. Now, multi-streaming to Kick worked very well. Over the 9 months I did it, I made $8,894, which will add to our total. Fifth on the list is making There's obviously a lot of ways to do this, but I think the best way for streamers is to do it via Fourth Wall. They are a streamer merch site that handles pretty much everything for you. All you need to do is choose the products and designs, and they handle the rest. They're also great as they have other features like memberships, which is similar to Patreon, and social media integrations like Twitch, so it can alert on stream whenever you get sales. If you want to check them out, I'll leave a link to them below. Now, the one time I tried making merch, I absolutely messed up. I bought some samples and some stickers, which I absolutely overpaid for, and it turned out horrible. I also accidentally managed to give everyone free shipping, so even though I got a decent amount of sales, I ended up losing like $50 total. To make sure it goes better in the future, I'm obviously going to be a lot more careful, and then I think the second thing I do differently is spend a lot more time on making a good design, as I think that's one of the most important factors for creator merch. So if anyone watching is a good merch designer, please join my Discord. I need your help. Next up is affiliate links and affiliate marketing. Now, you don't need to be a creator to do this, but it's a very common matchup as creators already have an audience to monetize. Now, if you don't know what affiliate marketing is, it basically means you sell someone else's product and get paid a commission for every sale. The first time I did affiliate marketing was with my Rubik's Cube YouTube channel around 5 years ago. This Rubik's Cube online store would give me a discount code and a referral link, and for every sale through this link, I would get a €2 store voucher. So I obviously didn't make any real money, but it was enough to secure me a lifetime supply of free Rubik's Cubes. 12-year-old me was absolutely over the moon for this, so I very much recommend it. Amazon also has a very good and popular affiliate system. I don't use them though, but I would suggest checking them out. At some point, I also had a NordVPN affiliate link, but I only got like 2 or 3 sales before I gave up. You can also use code Johnny Macaroni in the Fortnite item shop, which means for every 10,000 V-Bucks anyone spend, I make $5, which isn't a lot of money, but I'm sure it'll add up over time. The best way to do affiliate marketing as a small streamer, in my opinion, is by getting affiliate links for platforms or products that you yourself use, like your PC setup or some software you use. In my case, Drope for example, which I'll get back to. I also like to stick to products that I actually use, as I don't want to promote something that I don't actually believe in. From these affiliate links, I've made $191, which isn't a lot, but I've also gotten a lot more than $190 worth of freebies thanks to affiliate links. I do want to get better at this though, so maybe I'll make another video on it in the future. The final point on my list is Drope, which is this website for streamers to make money while rewarding their communities. You sign up for campaigns where you get paid to stream a game or give them a shout out. There's also a third action where you share a link with your community, and anyone that clicked the link can complete simple tasks like wishlisting a Steam game or subscribing to a YouTube channel. Anytime someone does this via your link, you get paid. For example, this campaign that I just signed up to pays $1.60 for every user that wishlists a Steam game. The user also gets points, which they can use to win gift cards. So it's a win-win, really. This website actually shows publicly how much creators on make. So if you don't believe me, you can just go check it out for yourself. I've used this site on and off for a few months now since I discovered it, and from that I have made